Welcome to our exploration of Nairobi, one of Africa's most vibrant cities. In this video, we will be diving into the costs associated with visiting this incredible destination. Nairobi is not only the capital of Kenya, but also a bustling hub for business, culture, and wildlife. But how does it stack up in terms of travel costs? Let's dive in.
I think there's a way to travel in a budget-friendly way, but there are just absolutely so many things to do here, so it's easy to break the bank.
By the way, guys, if you're planning a trip to Mozambique, I wrote a Maputo guide with my perspective as a local. It's a Portuguese-speaking country, so I decided to give you insightful information in English. And if you're traveling to Uganda, I wrote a fun and safety guide. After a total of 8 months living in Kampala, this is everything I wish I knew about the city. Accommodation prices can vary widely in Nairobi. Budget travelers can find hostels for around $10 to $20 per night, while mid-range hotels typically range from $50 to $150. Luxury hotels can cost upwards of $200 a night. And just like real estate, most of the prices are affected by the location. The further you are from central Nairobi, the lower the price of the accommodations. Some of the most popular areas for visitors are Westlands, Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, and Riverside. The Jabulani Hostel is where I stayed back in December, and until now, it remains a very loved spot for those who want to be at walking distance to malls like Sarit Center, Westland Square, and Westgate. My friend Kelvin, who used to be a manager at the hostel, told me that sometimes he would have families begging to stay in the hostel because the location was so good and they wanted to save money. Bear in mind that a hostel is not a place for children, but it is a great accommodation option for those of you who are traveling alone and want to meet people, just like I mentioned in this video. Traveling alone? Consider staying in a hostel. Yes, you won't have much privacy, but you'll save money, and there's a 90% chance that you'll meet other travelers like you, have great conversations, play games, eat together, and feel less alone. So, if you don't want a hotel or a hostel, let me give you a tip. Go to the Facebook group Nairobi Expat Housings, and sometimes you can find houses and even rooms for rent. The good thing about using Facebook is that you have the ability to negotiate the price, especially for a long stay, something that you cannot do on Airbnb or Booking.com because their prices are final. And sometimes the landlords prefer Facebook groups because they get to keep all the money and they don't have to pay a commission to a website. I still love Airbnb and Booking.com for security reasons, but the Facebook group is also a really good idea. Getting around Nairobi can be very affordable. Public transport like Matatu costs half to $1 per ride. You have the street moto taxis, and with those you can negotiate the price. Uber is available and the price per ride depends on the distance. I would say within central Nairobi, ride usually costs between $2 to $10. When it comes to food, Nairobi offers a wide array of options. Street food can cost as little as $1 to $3, while dining in a mid-range restaurant will require $10 to $30 per meal. One of my favorite hobbies is trying new restaurants, and throughout the months that I've been here, I have never paid more than $20 for a single meal. Never. And I visit very beautiful restaurants. That speaks volumes at how affordable it is to eat out in Nairobi, depending on your budget, of course. Speaking of beautiful restaurants, I am right now seated at the location. They were kindly enough to allow me to film from here. They went all out with the decor. The place is beautiful. Very good environment, very good atmosphere. Hands down, one of my favorite rooftop bars in Nairobi. Location offers amazing food, beautiful high-end cocktails. And this Sunday, they'll be having their Sold Out Sunday, which is a thematic event filled with music and good vibes, so you should definitely check it out. One more thing about food is that Kenya has a very good climate with a few rainy seasons, and I believe the fruits and vegetables are affordable because they are readily available all year round. For instance, in Mozambique, where I'm from, the fruits and vegetables are directly tied to the seasons. There's a very specific season for avocados, a very specific season for mangoes, for pineapples. If you buy produce off-season, they don't taste good and the price is usually higher. Since coming to East Africa, I feel like I can eat avocados every day. Most fruits are available all year round. Those of you who understand more about agriculture, feel free to share your knowledge on the comments. Entry fees to places like the Giraffe Center, National Museum, KICC, and Karura Forest range from $5 to $15. Entertainment is where it can get expensive if you allow it to, because the options are endless. Oh my god, there's always something to do in Nairobi. There's always something happening. Over the past videos, I've showed you various events that I've attended, and the prices of the tickets varied from $5 all the way to $30. Nairobi is also ground for a plethora of music festivals. So let's check some of the old posters and analyze the prices. This is the horse race, one of my favorite events in Nairobi, and the tickets are very affordable for a whole afternoon of a lot of fun where you can buy food and drinks. Here we have Walker Town, which happened back in September. And as you can see, the early waves was 4,000 shillings because there was a very famous headlining artist. Here we have Rhythm and Brunch, an event that is going to happen in December. And as you can see, the early bird tickets are 1,500 shillings and the final tickets are 2,500 shillings. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the activities and entertainment options in Nairobi. You've watched until here. Congratulations. I am now compelled to give you a few tips that will help you save money when you visit Nairobi. Choose an accommodation that is well located so that you can walk to run your daily errands. Use public transportation. Matatus cover various parts of the city and most of them are nice and clean. Eat where the locals eat. Most local restaurants have a variety of budget meals, and if other people eat there, it's because the quality of the food is also good. Book activities in advance for discounts. Another way to get discounted prices is to book with a group. Most times when there are more people paying, it's easier to negotiate a lower price. Where are you from and how long have you been in Nairobi?
So I'm from Pakistan basically for 1.5 months in Nairobi.
Hi, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina in the United States, and I've been in Nairobi for just over 2 months.
I'm from Egypt. I've been in Kenya more than 1 month.
I'm from the Pearl of Africa, Uganda, and I've been here for 2 months. So
You've been here long enough. Do you think Nairobi is expensive to visit?
All of Africa is like expensive than Pakistan, but
Because of the currency.
because of the currency. So Africa is expensive for us, but after you live here, you earn here. I think Nairobi is like super cheap. Like if you go to some other countries like West Africa, I think Nairobi is cheap.
It's not as expensive as other countries, but I guess Egypt is cheaper. This is the difference.
Oh, the currency is the difference.
Yeah, but Nairobi is budget. Like you can budget it if you are smart, you know.
Yeah. What are the things that you do to make sure you stay within your travel budget?
Well, I plan out a monthly budget for myself and I try to break it down by week and by location. I'm a huge foodie, so I like to allocate a lot of money to eating out and things like that. And I also love outdoor activities, so I try to allocate most of my budget to those things. And then when it comes to accommodations and transportation, I try to be as budget friendly as possible.
I look for cheap accommodation, sleep in hostels. Yeah, try to eat with the locals. I don't go to high-end hotels, restaurants. I go to the Kibandaski areas. In Kenya, they call them Kibandaski.
Yeah.
So I go deep in those dingy corridors.
Kenyan food is really good, so I'll suggest like eat local and stay in a hostel.
And what are your favorite things about Kenya?
Actually, it's the people, because the people here, they have the spirit of like just saying hi and have fun and try to be like super friendly. It's maybe not like what we are used to. Maybe it's not like Europe or like a lot of other places, but this is what makes Kenya like more fun.
Ooh, there's so much to love about Kenya, but I think some of my favorite things are just how social people are here. And I also love that Kenya is extremely diverse, like not only just like with people from all nationalities, but Kenyans themselves are also very ethnically diverse. And there's a lot of diversity of language spoken here, which is really, really amazing.
Oh, one thing I have to mention is like M-Pesa, like the digital currency, like mobile money. I lost my wallet, my cards, and everything in Dubai in a taxi. So when I was here in Kenya, I was like a bit worried, like how I'll like spend my money because my money was in my Pakistani account, so I have like no card to withdraw it. Then somebody told me like, "Oh, you know about M-Pesa?" I was like, "What is that? Like M-Pesa?" And then like it's been 1.5 months now. I like really appreciate M-Pesa, mobile money, everything. It saved my life.
Nairobi has a vibe, a high vibe, compared to all countries I've traveled, compared to what I've seen in East and Central Africa.
So it's worth the money you're spending.
Worth it, more than worth it.
Would you recommend Kenya or Nairobi to people, to other visitors?
I would definitely recommend it.
Out of 10?
I guess 100/10. You have to live Kenya experience, guys.
I was supposed to be here for just 4 weeks. Is now my going on 11th week in Kenya, and so I think it's
You really fell in love.
I love Kenya, and I hope Kenya loves me back. But
I'm sure they do. Comment below if you love her, guys. So here's the verdict. Is Nairobi expensive to visit? It depends. It depends on your travel style and it depends on what you want to experience. This city offers accommodation, food, entertainment, and transportation for every budget. Visiting Nairobi can be an affordable adventure with unforgettable experiences. Those of you who have visited Nairobi, let us know your perspective on the comments. How much did you spend? Was it expensive? Was it affordable? Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.